Good morning, everybody. This is day two. I wanted to do this daily, but YouTube upload limit is kind of screwing that. But this is day two of reading the Bible, so we're on Cain and Abel, and my family's sleeping, so I might be speaking a little bit more softly today. I just wanted to get this done before I went into work. So before that, I'd just like to pray. Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, on earth as it is in heaven. Please give me today my daily bread, and forgive me for my sins, and I forgive those who sin against me. And lead me not into temptation, but only to do your perfect will, and deliver me from the evil one. And then also, I'd like to pray over everybody who is watching this, that they may be blessed and touched and healed from it, and that they can just seek you out better or gain some new understanding. It's really weird for me to pray in public, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. But name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen, man. Thank you so much, God. I love you. All right. So yeah, Genesis 4, which is Cain and Abel. So Adam made love to his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked in the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought an offering, fat portions from of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." It's interesting. Ruling over sin. I feel like that could be interpreted a lot of different ways, but or not a lot of different ways, but it's an interesting thought. Rule over sin. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the light, be hidden from your presence. I'll be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." And the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain made love to his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehuel. I'm going to suck at these names. Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women, one named Adah and the other named Zillah. Adah gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. His brother was his brother's name was Jubal. Jabal and Jubal. Okay. He was the father of all who played stringed instruments and pipes. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, "Listen to me, wives of Lamech, hear my words." It's kind of weird that he's speaking in third person. "I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, "God has granted me another child in the place of Abel, since Cain killed him." Seth also had a son and named him Enosh. Oh wow, Enoch and Enosh. Okay. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. I just want to say here, real quick, this is kind of, I want to point out why Jesus's church is so, Jesus's way of doing everything, God's way of doing everything is so great because I killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. This is like human justice. And sorry, my camera's so freaking bright. It's just in the morning and the screen's really bright, but yeah. But this reminds me of an eye for an eye, and people see that as like normal people I talk to quite a bit, my friends and just random people I've talked about believe an eye for an eye, but this is normally how it's carried out. If you are wronged, you never want to just get even. You want to you want more back because you feel justified to take more. So then people tend to escalate confrontation or conflict and perceived wrongs. So like that's like, and I speak personally from this too. So I feel like it's like super important that we take into account that Jesus's church or Jesus's teaching to forgive others no matter what is so important, and it is so much better if you sit down and think about forgiving people for whatever they do to you, and then think about the actions of that, like the consequences of forgiveness. Like if you are wronged and you forgive, and then try to imagine your life carrying out from that, or if you are wronged and then you try to seek justice or get even, um, and then think about the consequences of that. What two different worlds you're going to be living in? One of them, the first one, you're gonna get over it, and yeah, it's gonna suck and hurt, but at least you'll be able to go back to being productive and gaining value, having good times. But if you spend your entire life seeking justice when it's not God's time for it, you're gonna if you try to take justice into your own hands, you're gonna end up losing a lot more than what you lost in the original event. So that's just I wanted to comment on that. So Genesis 5 is from Adam to Noah. This is the written account of Adam's family line. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And he named them mankind when they were created. I like this. I like people I think feel like that's hard to read, but I don't know. I like this a lot. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And he named them mankind when they were created. It's just I don't know. For some reason that you have to have that in a it has to be this way. But yeah, anyway. So when Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived a total of 930 years, and then he died. Um, I have another thought, but I don't want to keep tangenting. I gotta get the reading going. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. After he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth had lived a total of 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. After he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. After he became the father of Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived in a total of 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. After he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, he lived a total of 895 years, and then he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. After he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared had lived a total of 962 years, and then he had died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away. Methuselah had lived 180. That's so cool. This is such a. The Bible's full of like interesting tangents itself, where you're just like, wait, what? What was that? He God just took him away. What does that mean? Anyway, when Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. After he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah, and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground. The Lord is cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years, and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived a total of 77 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So I forgot the original thing. Oh no, I remember. Okay. So like when I was thinking about like I do a lot of hypotheticals. So in my mind when I was one of the times I read this whole part, the genealogy here, I noticed that kind of as you went down through the generations of mankind, they lived a really long time, and then they start to live a little bit less. Sometimes a little bit longer, but then I don't know. It seemed to trend down because there's like 777, and then like people have that question, like if there's only Adam and Eve, then they inbreed. But then like let's pretend that the Bible is 100% literally true, which I have no problem actually thinking that, because who am I? I wasn't there. Um, I know there's a lot of evidence of like evolution and all this other crap, but like at the end of the day, we're not really gonna ever know unless like we die and there is an afterlife and we can be shown. Unless we move outside of time to actually literally go back, we will not know. And until then, everything we think is based on faith. Whether you're a religious person or you're a secular person, everything comes down to faith. You can't really know anything except outside of your own experience. But yeah, so that being said, just want to say like, so if it's literally true and they are inbreeding, like Adam and Eve keep having sex, and then they have daughters and sons, and then those daughters and sons, because he's living hundreds of years, it seems that they're fertile beyond the normal um, birthing years. Then if you have 100, it's 9 months to term. So like if we did the math on that real quick, I think it's 2 years per kid. The doctors say you could have like 480 kids, more or less, 930 years. So 400 kids. And of those 400 kids, they don't have to be listed, which I know that's a kind of a stretch too. I think that's probably going to be a criticism for people who wouldn't believe in the Bible. But then hypothetically, they could have 400 kids, and those 400 kids could inbreed, and then have other kids. Because like the reason why we don't inbreed is because it causes genetic defects. But at this time, from what I've understood from my own experience, is that all genetic defects come from sin, through like just disobeying God in some way. Like, let's say, like you drink a lot, being a drunkard, you start drinking alcohol like crazy. It's been shown, I think, I don't remember, but I've heard a long time ago that if you drink a lot of alcohol, it damages your DNA. So then, what the DNA is what's like your sperm is being created with. So if you have damaged DNA coming into your sperm, and then that's impregnating an egg, and then it combines to make a new person, that's damaged DNA. But if they've only sinned once, they would have very, very fresh DNA that wouldn't be damaged. So, like, the inbreeding wouldn't cause that much of an issue, you could say hypothetically. As weird and taboo as all that is to say, I just thought that was super interesting to think about. So, then I got about 2 minutes, so maybe I can read all this quick. Genesis 6. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were on earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to. Oh, this one's super interesting too, with the Nephilim or whatever. Anyway, these are like the mystery. That's why I love Genesis so much. And also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them, they were the heroes of old men of renown. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord had regretted he made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that I move along the ground, for I regret that I have ever made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Um, This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people of the earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I'm going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I'm just going to actually, sorry about that. I think I'm just going to cut it off here. We'll just talk about Nephilim for a few seconds here. The whole old men of renown, um, like I like how this also has an account of to account for why there were myth in other religions, like the Greek religion and the pagans, essentially, uh, like Hercules and stuff like that. You could maybe all those like characters were real in a sense or in some way, and then they were like Nephilim. It's just a really interesting thought. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.